All righty, Anna. Last week you were part of a very special event, Legends of Real Estate Investing, where we talked to basically where I merged my Rolodex of amazing investors with the one rental at a time family. We had yourself, Alicia, Casey, and April. This upcoming Sunday, yes, I won't do them back to back, but I already scheduled, so it's happening. I'm doing another event with real estate agents. I have a top
Awesome.
1% agent, Beth Traverso, who is a guest every Tuesday. 1% in the
1% of
country.
the
We're not talking 1% in a city or state, but
awesome.
country. I have Jason Pritchard coming on, who went from having a high tech W-2 job to becoming a real estate investor, ultimately agent, and now running a team. And then I have Ty coming on, who's been doing real estate for 30 plus years, can go back to the 90s and late 80s and talk about it. The reason I wanted to do this event was I think we're obviously in a real estate recession, right? Transactions are down 40%. I
Yes.
believe there are parts of the market where there's opportunity, whether it be luxury or Airbnb or eventually commercial. And I don't think agents and real estate investors, I don't think they speak the same language. I think there's been the last 2 years wasn't a great time to build relationships because it was easy. But yeah, we're hosting my next event this Sunday, and I just want to talk about how important agents are in your business and in networking and things of that nature.
Absolutely. Yeah, I am so thankful for agents, and I'm not one of these investors who gets most of my deals from mailers, for example. And every investor does things differently, and so depending on what your niche is, like April Crosley, for example, she's amazing, and she hasn't had to use a lot of agents. Although her husband's an agent, her son is an agent, so she's pro agent, but she's done most of her stuff through off market marketing and found deals off market. Or me, on the other hand, I've done most of my deals through agents, either on the MLS
Me
or
too.
oftentimes it's pre-market. So word of mouth, they call me, especially in the multifamily space, before things are going to hit the market. And so I'm able to get these like what we would call pocket listings, right before they hit. And it's definitely a little more common in commercial than you're supposed to have it in residential. But if it wasn't for my agents that were constantly looking for me for the types of deals they know that I have, I wouldn't have a lot of what I have because I have had those strong agent relationships. It's extremely important. And I look at them as an extension of my team, even though they don't work for me, because they know what I'm looking for. They try to find win-win deals for buyers and sellers. And it helps them, it helps the community, it helps us. So I'm huge on investing in relationships with agents in each market that you want to buy and sell in.
Yeah, and again, a lot of people that follow one rental at a time are like you and I were, right? We had demanding day jobs.
Yes.
And yes, real estate agents can have day jobs too, but many of them that's their career. So they're
Right.
looking a lot more, they're networking. And I would tell every investor if you don't have multiple agents that know your buy box, you're missing out. Never tell an agent you just want a deal. That's disrespectful, frankly.
Right.
But tell them what you're looking for. Are you looking for fourplexes, two bedrooms and above? Are you looking for, small home, whatever it is? The more agents that know what you're looking for, your better chances. Because again, I don't know, probably 30% of my deals came from agents that said, "Hey, I'm about to list this," or I
Yeah.
have a seller that might want to sell. Do you want to give a number? There's just all these conversations that can be had when you build relationships and you're clear on what you're looking for.
Absolutely. And that's really important. Two things. One is relationships, and one is being very, very clear on what it is that you want. So, a lot of times people say, I want a great deal and I want a 4 unit. Well, what does that mean? Does the 4 unit need to cash flow? Does it need to be turnkey? Do you want something that has a lot of upside or something that doesn't? So there's all kinds of details within that you want to be able to be real specific on what it is you're looking for. You don't want to have an agent sending you stuff and then you just keep saying pass, 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 or don't respond. You want to let them know, I'm going to pass on this because it doesn't meet this criteria. Because the better they know what you're looking for, the least amount of time that they're wasting trying to help you find something. So that's really important too. The other thing is to really look at relationships with your agents as transformational, not transactional. Because what I mean by that is if it's just find me a deal and then I'll buy it from you. Okay, great. Well, there's lots of lots of buyers out there. But if maybe you're not signing an exclusive with an agent because you're buying in a lot of different areas and you want off markets, but maybe you have friends that need an agent and you refer them to that agent every time that somebody's looking for something. So you want to be saying, how can I help you? How can I serve you? How can I help build your brand while you're out there and looking for things for me? So it's a two-way street. Make sure that you're, keeping in contact with your agents and being willing to help them as much as you want them to help you.
Yeah, and then the other thing that I hope comes out of this Sunday conversation with these amazing agents is all three of them are investors themselves. I call it kind of the hybrid agent, right? You're not
Yes.
relying on just listing or commissions to pay the bills. I think agents over the next 2 years, they're in the deal flow, right? They're going to
Right.
see things first. And if they're skilled up and they're more creative, I think real estate agents, your commissions will certainly be down, at least most of them. But maybe you come out of this recession owning a few things. So your balance
Yes.
sheet looks better where your income statement is down. And that's a win. This next recessions are where wealth is built, right? So
Absolutely.
that's something I hope comes out of this too, is agents, whether it's with Beth, who's an investor, whether it's Jason or Ty, who are both investors, they really go, okay, what should I be doing as an agent? Because maybe the last 2 years you made 100 grand as an agent. This year you're staring at 40 grand. Well, what else could you do to kind of, move the ball forward for you and your family? And I think owning some assets coming out of this could be a great idea.
Absolutely. Being an Asian is very transactional, just like in a W-2 job. If they don't sell a property, they don't make a commission. And they're struggling right now. A lot of them are, where they had these boom years for, a couple years, and now it's kind of these, really slow, because even if they were showing a whole bunch of houses, for example, they might have bidding wars, and then their client never gets into the property, and so they're slowing down, and they've got to think about, how can I make some extra cash flow and extra income? So if you're an agent, I would highly encourage you to use your skills, use your access to MLS to find yourself investment properties, and then maybe reach out to investors and ask them to help you calculate how to determine whether a deal is profitable and whether it's a good deal or not. Because a lot of times, especially if they're residential agents, they don't really understand how we're evaluating cash flow and NOI and all of these things. They're just looking at price per door. Hey, we're pricing it here because the last one sold at this price, but they really don't understand the mechanics of what makes this 4 unit versus that one a better investment opportunity based on the net operating income. So if you're an investor, take some time to educate your agents about how you're evaluating the deals. Like if they send you something, say, hey, um, I'm going to pass on it, and here's why. Here's my calculation of what I came up with and how I came up with a price that I am willing to pay. And offer them, ask them, are you looking to invest yourself? And can we kind of create a reciprocal relationship where I can teach you how to evaluate deals from an investor standpoint, and help you to get creative, and then also be willing to be creative myself on deals to help out maybe the seller that they're representing. So if you can work together on understanding how to analyze deals and being creative together, it'll help them get higher commissions because they have a buyer that's willing to be flexible to come up with different types of options to help their seller sell a property that they might otherwise have a hard time selling.
So again, folks, this event on Sunday is going to be 3 hours. It's going to be zero PowerPoint. You are going to be you can ask the best of the best questions. Anna, what did you think of that format? Again, you were the cleanup hitter over the weekend. What did you think about just hearing directly the questions?
I loved it. It's great to be able to see in real time, what are you as our listeners, going through, what are your challenges, what are your questions, and being able to, answer those things and be able to help you. So definitely, for any of you that are listening, take advantage of this time to be able to ask questions from experts who have a lot of experience that can help you to navigate, what we're coming up against, not just to protect yourself, but also to be able to take advantage of huge opportunity while de-risking, what it is that you're doing at this time as well.
Yeah, and again, it's something we talked about in video number 2. What you should be doing in a recession is finding your thing, what you are going to be focused on in this. It's not a time to dabble. It is a time to
Right.
focus. If it is real estate for you, you need to be at this event. If your thing is stocks or classic cars or something else, no harm, no foul. But if it's going to be real estate for you and your family to build wealth, you need to be there. It's $47. It's nothing. Anna, where can people find you?
Great. You can find me here every week on your show on Wednesdays. You can find me on social media at Anna Kelly REI Mom and my website, reimom.com.
Thank you so much.